49ers faithful. Today, we are diving deep into everything happening with the San Francisco 49ers, and we are not holding back. From the moment Kyle Shanahan took over as head coach in 2017, the team has faced a staggering series of challenges, most notably in the form of injuries that seem to strike every year. There was a graphic during the broadcast on Sunday that really caught the attention of fans everywhere, and it read that since Shanahan's arrival, the 49ers have missed 2,036 games due to injuries. That is the highest number in the entire National Football League over that period. It is not just a one-season problem or even a two-season issue. This is a multi-year trend that has persisted, defining the team's struggles almost as much as its victories. When Shanahan came in from the Falcons to revitalize this storied franchise, fans had high hopes, and the team has delivered in many ways, reaching 2 Super Bowl appearances and multiple NFC championship games over the past 6 years. But the shadow of injuries has always loomed large, and as we move through the 2025 season, we can see the effects of both roster turnover and the lingering physical toll on the players. Looking back at the numbers, the pattern is clear and alarming. In Shanahan's first year, the 49ers ranked as the 10th most injured team in the league. In the following year, 2018, they jumped to the 4th most injured. Even in 2019, a season that culminated in a Super Bowl appearance, the 49ers were still the 6th most injured team in the NFL. Then came 2020, an absolute disaster when the team became the most injured club in the league. In 2021, injuries struck again, putting the team at the 3rd most injured position. Yet the 49ers still managed to reach the NFC championship game. 2022 saw them in 9th place, and they again fought their way to the NFC final. 2023 was almost a miracle in terms of health, as the team ranked 29th in injuries, one of the healthiest seasons in recent history, and they made it all the way to the Super Bowl, arguably one of the best 49ers squads in decades. But the pattern quickly returned, with 2024 putting them back at the top of the injury list, and now in 2025, the trend shows no sign of slowing down. What makes this so striking is that the team is not only dealing with minor bumps and bruises. These are serious injuries, including career-altering ailments that have sidelined star players at critical moments. Already this season, San Francisco leads the NFL with 14 players on injured reserve. According to recent reports, the team has lost 85 adjusted games due to injuries so far, and we're only going into Week 9. To put that in perspective, in 2024, the total number of adjusted games lost was 180, meaning the team could very well surpass last year's staggering number by the end of this season. The impact on the roster has been significant. Nick Bosa, one of the defensive pillars, suffered a torn ACL in Week 3 against the Arizona Cardinals and is out for the season. Fred Warner fractured his ankle a few weeks ago in Tampa against the Buccaneers, ending his season prematurely as well. Brock Purdy, who sustained a turf toe injury in Week 1, returned briefly in Week 4, but has been absent since. George Kittle also faced setbacks, missing multiple games after a hamstring injury in Week 1, only returning 2 games ago against the Atlanta Falcons. These injuries are varied in nature: knees, ankles, hamstrings, shoulders, calves, but the consistency of the injuries points to a larger systemic issue within the team. Since 2022, the 49ers have reported almost 300 knee injuries, nearly 300 ankle injuries, over 150 hamstring injuries, and more than 100 shoulder injuries. Soft tissue damage, ligament issues, and other serious injuries are all too common, and fans can't help but wonder why this continues to happen. Some of the factors contributing to this trend are tied to the team's training and preparation. The 49ers' strength and conditioning staff emphasizes dynamic warm-ups over static stretching, and the way practices, weight room sessions, and pre-game routines are conducted can play a role in the frequency and severity of injuries. Shanahan's offensive scheme, which relies heavily on zone runs and high-speed cuts, places enormous physical demands on the players. These movements are inherently risky and can lead to both acute and overuse injuries. Modern training technology, including GPS-monitored drills and high-speed movement tracking, is designed to enhance performance, but can also increase the risk of wear and tear over time. The 49ers pride themselves on a physical, downhill style of football that emphasizes dominance and aggression, a style that naturally increases the chance of injury in a sport defined by contact and attrition. Additionally, the structure of the modern NFL season may play a role. Off-season and summer practices are limited by league rules on player contact and duration, meaning players cannot go full intensity until the regular season begins. This delayed ramp-up can leave athletes more vulnerable to injury when the games start. Some of it, of course, may also be plain bad luck. There is no denying that the 49ers have been unlucky at times, and this streak of misfortune contributes to the perception that the team is somehow cursed when it comes to injuries. There are even more unusual theories circulating among fans and analysts. Some players have joked about the proximity of an electrical substation next to the practice facility and how it might impact their health. While the connection between electromagnetic fields and athletic injuries is purely speculative, it has sparked conversation among those looking for holistic explanations for why this franchise seems perpetually plagued by injuries. Whether it's science, scheme, or sheer misfortune, the reality is that the 49ers continue to battle one of the most persistent injury trends in professional sports. What is particularly remarkable is that, despite these challenges, the team has repeatedly managed to remain competitive. Super Bowl appearances, NFC championship runs, and playoff berths are all part of Shanahan's record, demonstrating that even with a roster frequently impacted by injuries, the team maintains resilience and determination. Fans can see the physical toll in real time, but also witness a coaching staff and organization committed to finding solutions, whether through roster management, training adjustments, or tactical innovations. Each season becomes a balancing act between maintaining the health of the roster and executing a high-intensity, physically demanding style of football. As we move further into 2025, the Niners continue to face the dual challenge of developing young talent while navigating the constant threat of injuries. New draft picks and young players are stepping into key roles, and the combination of inexperience and physical strain creates a dynamic that will be fascinating to watch unfold. The team's resilience is evident, but the questions about long-term health, recovery protocols, and the systemic causes of these injuries remain at the forefront of any discussion about the franchise. It is a story of perseverance, of skill and strategy constantly tested by circumstances largely beyond the team's control. As we continue examining the injury situation with the San Francisco 49ers in 2025, it becomes clear that this is not just a coincidence or an occasional rough season. The pattern is persistent, and it has a profound impact not only on the team's performance on the field, but also on the strategy and mindset of the coaching staff. One of the most striking aspects of the current season is the pace at which injuries are occurring. By week 9, the team has already lost 85 adjusted games, which is a significant portion of what was lost in the entire previous season. The cumulative effect on team chemistry, player development, and game planning cannot be understated. Coaches are constantly forced to shuffle lineups, rely on backups, and adjust game plans to compensate for missing key players. This instability makes it more challenging to maintain consistency on both offense and defense. The defense, in particular, has been hard hit this season. Losing players like Nick Bosa and Fred Warner is a huge blow, as these athletes are central to the team's identity. Bosa's torn ACL in Week 3 removed a cornerstone of the pass rush, while Warner's fractured ankle eliminated one of the leaders and playmakers in the middle of the defense. These types of injuries go beyond just losing a player for a game or two. They fundamentally alter how the unit can operate. Coaches have to account for the lack of experience among replacements, the decreased physicality on the field, and the need to modify schemes to protect weaker or less experienced personnel. The ripple effect extends into every facet of the game, from the front seven to the secondary, affecting how matchups are approached and which opponents are targeted in game plans. Offensively, injuries have been equally disruptive. Brock Purdy's ongoing struggles with a turf toe have limited the team's ability to execute complex passing schemes, And George Kittle's missed time has disrupted the timing and rhythm that makes the 49ers' offense dangerous. Tight ends play a critical role in Kyle Shanahan's system, not only as blockers, but as primary receiving options, and Kittle's absence requires both adjustments in personnel and a shift in how the playbook is used. Every missed player forces the team to rely on depth that may not have been tested under real game pressure, which can slow down execution, reduce efficiency, and increase the likelihood of further injuries. The interconnectivity of the roster means that even one injury can have cascading consequences, making injury management a central focus for the coaching staff. One of the factors often discussed in relation to the Niners' injury woes is the training methodology itself. The team has long favored dynamic warm-ups and high-intensity practice routines, designed to prepare players for the demands of Shanahan's scheme. The emphasis on speed, agility, and explosiveness is essential for the style of football the 49ers play, but it comes with inherent risks. The repeated stress on joints, ligaments, and soft tissue over time can accumulate, leading to higher rates of injury, particularly in a roster that is already stretched thin by the attrition of previous seasons. While other teams may rotate players more aggressively or limit exposure during practice, the 49ers maintain a culture of toughness and physicality that can contribute to ongoing vulnerability. Additionally, the modern NFL's off-season rules and limited preseason games contribute to the problem. Players do not get as much full-speed contact practice as they did in previous eras, meaning their bodies are not fully acclimated when the regular season begins. When athletes are suddenly required to perform at 100% intensity after months of limited contact, the risk of soft tissue injuries, strains, and sprains increases dramatically. In this sense, the 49ers' high injury rate may be partially reflective of a broader trend in the league, but it is compounded by the team's style of play and training philosophy. The combination of high speed, high-impact football with limited full-contact preparation creates a perfect storm for injuries to occur. Beyond the physical and tactical factors, there is also an element of pure misfortune. Fans, analysts, and even players themselves have noted that the 49ers seem particularly cursed when it comes to injuries. Some years, the timing of injuries coincides with critical games or stretches of the season, forcing the team to compete without key contributors during pivotal moments. This pattern can weigh heavily on player morale and confidence, as well as on coaching decisions, because the uncertainty of who will be available from week to week affects everything from game planning to play calling. The psychological impact of a roster constantly under threat of injury should not be underestimated, as players may hesitate slightly or alter their natural playing style in an effort to protect themselves, which can in turn impact performance. But before we dive in, don't forget to subscribe to 49ers Zone and hit the like button on this video. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the San Francisco 49ers. And don't forget to share your thoughts on the news in the comments below. Whispers have been circulating across the NFL universe, but if the latest buzz proves true, the San Francisco 49ers are about to become an even more terrifying fortress for opposing quarterbacks. Sources close to the team claim that Aaron Donald, the fearsome defensive tackle widely regarded as one of the most dominant defenders of his generation, has officially put pen to paper and is now a 49er. The deal, though still being polished behind closed doors, has set the league's rumor mill ablaze. Donald's presence in the Bay Area is already generating nightmares for NFC West signal callers. Known for his uncanny ability to collapse pockets, disrupt plays, and terrorize quarterbacks, Donald doesn't just bring skill. He brings an almost mythic aura of intimidation. One insider hinted that Donald himself promised to hunt every QB in the NFC West, a statement that has fans and rival teams alike holding their breath. The idea of him roaming the trenches alongside Nick Bosa and Arik Armstead conjures visions of a defensive line so ferocious that opposing offenses might think twice before stepping on a Levi Stadium turf. The timing of this acquisition couldn't be more tantalizing. The 49ers, already respected for their defensive prowess, could soon wield arguably the most formidable interior line in the league. Analysts are speculating that this move is more than a statement. It's a strategic shakeup. Imagine the impact on divisional rivals like the Seahawks and Rams. Quarterbacks under constant pressure, schemes forced into chaos, and a renewed sense of urgency to bolster offensive lines. Even the Cowboys, watching from the sidelines of the NFC, might feel a ripple of concern. Of course, all of this remains unconfirmed chatter, but the intensity of the rumor has been impossible to ignore. Social media has exploded with reactions, from stunned disbelief to outright excitement, as fans pictured Donald's signature bull rushes clashing against the best of the West. If this deal solidifies, the 49ers wouldn't just be defending. They'd be hunting, and every pass in the NFC West could become a perilous gamble. Whether it's hype or impending reality, one thing is clear. The defensive landscape of the NFC West may never look the same again. The Aaron Donald effect is whispered with equal parts awe and fear, and in San Francisco, a new legend, or at least a new terror, is rumored to be taking root. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the San Francisco 49ers, make sure to subscribe to 49ers Zone and give this video a like. We always look forward to hearing your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.